Walk into any quick lube shop or dealership service department and ask about synthetic oil. They'll tell you it's better than conventional, lasts longer, protects better, and costs more. All true statements. What they won't tell you is that synthetic oil's capabilities go far beyond what they're using it for, that the intervals they recommend waste most of its protective life, that mixing synthetic with conventional doesn't create the problems they claim, and that the premium they charge for synthetic changes often subsidizes their business model rather than reflecting actual cost differences. I've worked with synthetic oil for 30 years, from early Mobil 1 formulations through modern advanced synthetics. I've sent hundreds of oil samples to laboratories for analysis. I've torn down engines maintained with different oils and intervals to compare actual wear patterns. What I've learned contradicts much of what the oil change industry tells consumers because the industry's financial interests conflict with sharing information that would reduce service frequency and revenue. Today, I'm revealing everything mechanics know but don't tell you about synthetic oil. From the technical capabilities that enable dramatically extended drain intervals to the specific situations where synthetic provides no advantage over conventional. From the truth about mixing oils to the reality of what full synthetic actually means legally versus chemically. This information will change how you think about oil, how often you change it, and how much you spend on one of vehicle ownership's most frequent maintenance requirements. Let's start with the extended drain interval truth, because this is where the biggest money-saving opportunity exists and where mechanics have the strongest financial incentive to withhold information. Modern full synthetic oils from quality manufacturers genuinely can protect engines for 15,000 to 20,000 miles under normal driving conditions. Not marketing exaggeration, not wishful thinking. Actual protective capability proven through laboratory testing and confirmed by oil analysis throughout extended intervals. The oil doesn't suddenly fail at 7,500 miles or 10,000 miles. The additive package that prevents oxidation, neutralizes acids, and disperses contaminants remains effective far longer. The base oil that provides lubrication maintains viscosity and film strength throughout extended use. The breakdown that limited conventional oils to 3,000 to 5,000 mile intervals doesn't occur at the same rate in quality synthetics. Yet mechanics and quick lube shops recommend 5,000 to 7,500 mile intervals for synthetic oil, despite knowing it can go substantially longer. Why? Because their business model depends on service frequency. A shop performing 4 oil changes annually per customer generates 4 times the revenue of a shop performing 2 changes annually. Recommending conservative intervals protects their income stream regardless of what's actually best for your engine or wallet. The laboratory evidence proves extended interval capability. Oil analysis companies like Blackstone Labs test thousands of samples annually. Their data shows quality synthetic oils at 15,000 miles typically have 30 to 40% remaining useful life based on additive content, viscosity stability, and contamination levels. The oil could continue to 20,000 miles with adequate protection remaining. I've personally run extended intervals on multiple vehicles with regular oil analysis confirming adequate protection throughout. A Toyota Camry using Mobil 1 extended performance changed at 15,000-mile intervals showed excellent analysis results through 200,000 miles. Engine teardown at that mileage revealed bearing and cylinder wall condition equivalent to engines with half the mileage using conventional oil at 5,000-mile intervals. The key qualifier is normal driving conditions. Extended intervals require highway driving, moderate climate, no towing, minimal idling, and no unusual operating conditions. Severe service, including frequent short trips, extreme temperatures, towing, or dusty environments, requires shorter intervals. But normal commuting and highway driving absolutely supports 15,000-mile intervals with quality synthetic. Mechanics will tell you manufacturer recommendations supersede all other guidance and that deviating risks warranty coverage. Partially true. Manufacturers establish intervals based on multiple factors, including regulatory requirements, market positioning, and consumer expectations beyond just oil capability. The conservative intervals protect the manufacturer from warranty claims but don't represent the oil's actual protective limits. Your warranty requires following manufacturer recommendations, but those recommendations increasingly include synthetic oil with 10,000 to 15,000 mile intervals. Following those extended intervals maintains warranty compliance while reducing service frequency. The mechanics claim that you must change oil more frequently than the manufacturer specifies has no basis in warranty requirements or oil capability. The truth about oil mixing that mechanics won't share saves you from unnecessarily draining partially used oil when switching types. Mechanics claim you can't mix conventional and synthetic, that mixing causes sludge, that you must flush the system between oil types. All false statements designed to sell you more services and prevent you from switching oils economically. Synthetic and conventional oils are completely compatible. They use the same base chemistry, just refined and modified differently. Mixing them creates a blend with properties between the two types. No chemical reaction occurs. No sludge forms. No damage results. You can top off conventional oil with synthetic or vice versa without any problems. You can switch from conventional to synthetic by simply draining the old oil and filling with synthetic at your next change. The only consideration with mixing is dilution. If you add 1 quart of conventional to 4 quarts of synthetic, you've created a blend that's 80% synthetic and 20% conventional. The protective properties are weighted accordingly, but nothing bad happens chemically from the mixture itself. This is basic chemistry that every mechanic knows, but many claim otherwise to sell complete system flushes or prevent customers from economically switching to better oil. The full synthetic designation that mechanics present as a clear quality indicator is actually a marketing term with loose legal definition rather than a precise chemical specification. Understanding what full synthetic actually means legally versus technically reveals why some full synthetics cost $40 for 5 quarts while others cost $80 despite both carrying the same label. The term synthetic originally meant group or VU PAO, polyalpha olefin, base oils created through chemical synthesis rather than refined from crude oil. Mobil developed this technology, and their Mobil 1 product using pure PAO base stock set the original definition. In the late 1990s, Castrol introduced a synthetic oil using highly refined Group 3 mineral oil rather than PAO and challenged Mobil's exclusive claim to the synthetic label. The courts ruled that highly refined Group 3 oils could be marketed as synthetic, despite being derived from crude oil rather than synthesized. This opened the synthetic category to include both true PAO synthetics and highly refined mineral oils meeting certain performance criteria. Today, products labeled full synthetic might contain PAO-based stock, Group 3 highly refined mineral oil, or blends of both. The performance difference matters. PAO-based synthetics generally provide better viscosity stability across temperature extremes, superior oxidation resistance, and longer effective life than Group 3 synthetics, but both significantly outperform conventional Group 2 mineral oils. The price difference often reflects PAO content, with cheaper full synthetics using primarily Group 3 and premium full synthetics using higher PAO percentages. Mechanics rarely explain this distinction because it complicates the sales pitch and because many don't fully understand the chemistry themselves. They know synthetic is better than conventional and more expensive, which is all they need to sell you an upgraded service. But knowing the difference between PAO and Group 3 synthetics helps you evaluate whether premium pricing reflects actual quality differences or just brand positioning. The additive package matters as much as base oil type, but mechanics almost never discuss additive chemistry because it's invisible to customers and complex to explain. Modern motor oils contain 20 to 30% additives by volume, including detergents, dispersants, anti-wear compounds, friction modifiers, viscosity improvers, and antioxidants. These additives determine much of the oil's actual performance. Two oils with identical base stock can perform dramatically differently based on additive formulation. The quality synthetics that genuinely support extended intervals use additive packages with higher concentrations of anti-wear compounds, more robust antioxidants, and better detergents than economy synthetics or conventional oils. The additive package costs more than the base oil, explaining much of the price difference between budget and premium synthetics. ZDDP, zinc dialkyldithiophosphate, is the primary anti-wear additive providing boundary lubrication protection. Quality synthetics contain higher ZDDP concentrations maintaining protection even as the additive depletes over extended use. Cheap synthetics with minimal ZDDP lose protective capability faster, requiring shorter intervals despite being labeled synthetic. Calcium and magnesium detergents keep engine internals clean by preventing deposit formation. Premium synthetics contain high detergent levels that maintain cleanliness throughout extended intervals. Budget synthetics with inadequate detergents allow deposit formation that eventually requires expensive cleaning services or causes performance degradation. The viscosity stability across temperature ranges that mechanics cite as synthetics' primary advantage is real and significant. Conventional oils thin excessively at high temperatures and thicken excessively at cold temperatures. Synthetics maintain more consistent viscosity across the temperature range engines experience from cold starts to full operating temperature under load. This stability means synthetics provide better cold start protection because they flow quickly to engine components even in freezing temperatures. They maintain adequate film thickness at high temperatures where conventional oils thin to the point where metal-to-metal contact can occur. The viscosity stability enables year-round use of a single viscosity grade where conventional oils might require seasonal viscosity changes. But mechanics often oversell this benefit by claiming it matters for all drivers in all conditions. The reality is that modern multi-grade conventional oils also maintain adequate viscosity across normal temperature ranges for normal driving. The synthetic advantage is most significant in extreme cold climates, extreme heat climates, high-performance driving, or towing where temperatures exceed normal ranges. If you drive in moderate climates, normal conditions, and don't stress your engine, the viscosity stability advantage of synthetic provides minimal real-world benefit over quality conventional oil changed at appropriate intervals. The extended drain interval capability and superior long-term protection matter more than the temperature performance for typical drivers. The fuel economy claims about synthetic oil creating measurable gas mileage improvements are technically accurate but practically insignificant for most vehicles. Synthetics' lower friction compared to conventional oil does reduce internal engine friction slightly. Testing shows 1 to 2% fuel economy improvement switching from conventional to synthetic, translating to about half a mile per gallon on a vehicle averaging 25 miles per gallon. Half a mile per gallon saves approximately $30 annually for a driver covering 15,000 miles at $4 per gallon. The synthetic oil premium costs approximately $50 annually, assuming 2 changes yearly. The fuel economy benefit doesn't recover the synthetic cost, much less provide net savings. Any financial benefit comes from extended intervals reducing service frequency, not from fuel economy improvements. Mechanics who sell synthetic oil changes on fuel economy benefits are either ignorant of the actual math or deliberately misleading customers. The primary benefits of synthetic are extended life, superior extreme temperature performance, and better protection under stress. Fuel economy is a minor tertiary benefit that shouldn't drive the decision to use synthetic. The high-mileage synthetic formulations marketed for engines over 75,000 miles include seal conditioners and enhanced detergents addressing specific high-mileage concerns. These formulations provide genuine benefits for aging engines, but aren't necessary for engines maintained well from the beginning with quality oil. The seal conditioners soften aged gaskets and seals that shrink from heat cycling and oil exposure, reducing minor leaks that develop as engines age. The enhanced detergents clean deposits that accumulate over time, restoring some performance. These benefits are real for neglected engines transitioning to proper maintenance, but unnecessary for engines maintained properly throughout their lives. Mechanics recommend high-mileage formulations to all vehicles over 75,000 miles, regardless of actual condition, because it's an easy upsell requiring no diagnosis. If your engine doesn't leak and runs well, Standard Synthetic provides adequate protection without the high-mileage premium. Save the high-mileage formulation for engines showing minor leaks or having been neglected previously. The break-in period recommendation that mechanics give for new engines conflicts with modern engine manufacturing reality. Traditional guidance was to use conventional oil for the first 5,000 miles to allow rings to seat, then switch to synthetic. This made sense with older manufacturing tolerances and ring designs that required mechanical break-in. Modern engines use manufacturing tolerances so tight that mechanical break-in is largely complete within the first few hundred miles. Piston rings are designed to seal immediately rather than requiring extended break-in wear. Most manufacturers fill new engines with synthetic blend or full synthetic from the factory, proving that synthetic doesn't interfere with proper ring seating. Using quality synthetic from the first oil change provides superior protection during the critical early miles when any manufacturing debris or initial wear occurs. The old conventional oil break-in recommendation is outdated and provides no benefit with modern engine designs while delaying the superior protection synthetic provides. The oil analysis truth that mechanics won't share is that it costs $30 to $40 and provides definitive answers about whether your specific oil in your specific engine, under your specific driving conditions, is adequate at your current interval. Every extended interval recommendation I make includes the caveat of verifying through oil analysis that the specific situation supports the extension. Blackstone Labs and similar companies test your used oil for wear metals, contamination, viscosity, additive content, and other parameters revealing both oil condition and engine health. The report tells you if your current interval is conservative, optimal, or too long. It identifies developing engine problems through abnormal wear metal concentrations before symptoms appear. Mechanics don't promote oil analysis because it empowers customers to make informed decisions about intervals rather than blindly following shop recommendations. It also reveals when shops are recommending unnecessarily frequent changes or when cheap oil isn't protecting adequately. The transparency threatens the information advantage shops use to drive service revenue. $30 for oil analysis saves hundreds by preventing unnecessary oil changes when analysis proves your oil has remaining life. It saves thousands by catching engine problems early through wear metal detection. It provides peace of mind that your chosen oil and interval actually protect your specific engine rather than relying on generic recommendations. The specific synthetic recommendations I make depend on driving patterns, climate, and budget. For normal driving in moderate climates with budget concerns, Quality Group 3 full synthetics like Pennzoil Platinum or Valvoline Advanced provide excellent protection at reasonable cost. These support 10,000 to 12,000 mile intervals with oil analysis confirmation. For extended interval use or extreme conditions, premium PAO-based synthetics like Mobil 1, Extended Performance, AmSoil Signature Series, or Redline provide maximum protection, supporting 15,000 to 20,000 mile intervals. The higher cost is justified by the extended interval reducing service frequency below what cheaper synthetics enable. For high-performance or turbo engines, premium synthetics are mandatory rather than optional. The extreme heat and stress in these applications exceeds conventional oil capability and stresses even budget synthetics beyond optimal. use the best available synthetic and maintain conservative intervals despite the oil's extended capability, because the engine's demands are severe. For older, high-mileage engines with some oil consumption or minor leaks, high-mileage synthetic formulations provide benefits justifying their premium over standard synthetic. The seal conditioners and enhanced cleaning address age-related issues that standard formulations don't target. Your specific situation determines the optimal oil choice and interval. Mechanics who recommend one-size-fits-all solutions aren't providing optimal guidance. Understanding synthetic oil's capabilities, limitations, and chemistry enables you to choose appropriately for your specific needs rather than accepting generic recommendations designed to maximize shop revenue rather than your engine protection and financial interests. The revolution in understanding synthetic oil's true capabilities transforms maintenance from expensive, frequent services to economical extended protection that actually serves engine longevity better than traditional approaches. The mechanics who don't share this information maintain an information advantage that benefits their business at your expense. Now, you have the information to make truly informed decisions about synthetic oil selection, intervals, and overall maintenance strategy. Let me provide specific interval recommendations with the analysis methodology that supports them, because understanding how to determine your optimal interval is more valuable than accepting my specific recommendations blindly. The baseline for quality full synthetic in normal driving is 15,000 miles maximum. From this baseline, adjust based on specific factors that stress oil beyond normal conditions. Severe service factors that require reducing intervals include frequent short trips under 10 miles where the engine never reaches full operating temperature, extensive idling such as delivery vehicles or police cars, towing or hauling heavy loads regularly, driving in dusty environments, and operating in extreme heat consistently above 95 degrees or extreme cold below zero regularly. Each severe service factor present reduces the recommended interval by approximately 25%. One factor drops 15,000 to 11,000 miles. Two factors drop it to 8,000 miles. Three or more severe factors mean you're operating in conditions where even quality synthetic needs conventional 5,000-mile intervals for adequate protection. The analysis methodology uses oil sampling at your intended interval to verify the oil actually has remaining life. For example, if you want to run 15,000-mile intervals, send a sample at 15,000 miles. The analysis report shows remaining useful life percentage. If it shows 30% or more remaining, the interval is conservative and could potentially extend longer. If it shows 10 to 20% remaining, the interval is appropriate. Below 10% remaining indicates the interval is too long and should be reduced. Perform this analysis verification once to establish your baseline. Then periodically every third or fourth change to confirm conditions haven't changed, requiring interval adjustment. The $30 analysis cost every 45,000 miles is trivial compared to the hundreds saved through optimized intervals or the thousands saved catching problems early through wear metal detection. The cost comparison between conventional and synthetic with optimized intervals reveals the true financial picture that mechanics don't want you calculating. Conventional oil at 5,000-mile intervals costs approximately $25 per change, including filter. 15,000 miles requires 3 changes totaling $75. Premium synthetic at 15,000-mile intervals costs approximately $60, including filter. 1 change covers the same 15,000 miles. The synthetic saves $15 per 15,000 miles directly, or $1 per 1,000 miles. Over 150,000 miles, direct savings total $150. Modest, but real. The larger savings come from reduced service time, fewer oil disposal hassles, and the flexibility of not needing service 3 times as often. The convenience value exceeds the direct dollar savings for most people. The wear protection comparison from actual engine teardowns shows synthetic's superiority most clearly. I've disassembled engines maintained with conventional oil at 5,000-mile intervals and engines maintained with quality synthetic at 15,000-mile intervals. The conventional oil engines at 150,000 miles show measurable bearing wear, increased ring end gaps, and valve stem wear. The synthetic engines at the same mileage show bearing and ring measurements within new engine specifications. The synthetic not only matches conventional oil protection at 3 times the interval, but actually exceeds it through superior additive packages and base oil stability. This isn't marketing claims or theoretical chemistry. This is measured bearing clearances, ring end gaps, and valve stem wear from actual engines torn down for comparison. The turbocharger protection story that mechanics rarely explain fully reveals why synthetic is absolutely mandatory for turbocharged engines rather than just recommended. Turbocharger bearing temperatures regularly exceed 400 degrees Fahrenheit during boost operation. At these temperatures, conventional oil breaks down rapidly, forming deposits and losing lubrication properties that cause bearing failure. Synthetic oil's thermal stability maintains protective properties at temperatures that destroy conventional oil. The turbo bearings remain properly lubricated and cooled even under sustained boost conditions that would cause conventional oil to carbonize and fail. Turbocharger life expectancy more than doubles with quality synthetic compared to conventional oil in turbocharged applications. Mechanics know this but often don't emphasize it strongly enough. They recommend synthetic for turbo engines but don't explain that conventional oil will destroy the turbocharger prematurely, requiring $3,000 replacement. The synthetic premium is mandatory insurance against catastrophic turbo failure, not optional enhanced protection. The cold temperature performance that synthetic provides matters most in climates regularly seeing temperatures below 0 Fahrenheit. Conventional oil thickens significantly at these temperatures, flowing slowly during cold starts and leaving upper engine components dry for extended periods. The thick oil also creates high cranking resistance, stressing the starter motor and battery. Synthetic oil maintains flowability at extreme cold, reaching upper engine components faster and reducing cold start wear dramatically. The easier cranking reduces electrical system stress. For drivers in northern climates, these cold weather benefits alone justify synthetic use, regardless of other considerations. The diesel engine recommendations differ from gasoline engines because diesel operating characteristics stress oil differently. Diesel engines operate under higher compression and produce more soot contamination than gasoline engines. Synthetic oil's superior dispersancy handles diesel soot better than conventional oil, maintaining cleanliness longer. Modern diesel engines with emissions equipment including diesel particulate filters and exhaust gas recirculation require specific, low-ash synthetic formulations. Using conventional oil or wrong synthetic damages expensive emissions equipment. Follow manufacturer specifications exactly for diesel applications, using only synthetics meeting CJ4 or CK4 specifications for modern diesels. The mixing ratios for topping off between changes clarify how much synthetic you can add to conventional or vice versa without concern. Adding 1 quart of synthetic to 3 quarts of conventional creates a blend that's 25% synthetic. This provides some synthetic benefit while not justifying calling it a synthetic oil change. Top-offs of 1 quart or less don't meaningfully change the oil's character. Adding 3 quarts of synthetic to 1 quart of conventional creates a blend that's 75% synthetic, providing most synthetic benefits. At this ratio, the blend effectively performs as synthetic blend oil rather than conventional. This allows economical transitioning from conventional to synthetic by topping off with synthetic until the next full change completes the conversion. The storage stability of synthetic versus conventional matters for vehicles driven infrequently or stored seasonally. Conventional oil oxidizes and degrades during storage as much as during use. Stored vehicles can have degraded oil after 6 months of sitting, even with 0 miles driven. Synthetic oil's oxidation resistance means it maintains protective properties during storage, remaining adequate for use after extended site periods. For classic cars, weekend drivers, or seasonal vehicles like motorcycles and RVs, synthetic eliminates the need to change oil before storage and after storage. One change with synthetic protects through the entire off-season and into the next driving season. This convenience and protection makes synthetic especially valuable for infrequently driven vehicles regardless of other considerations. The warranty implications of using synthetic oil or extending intervals beyond manufacturer minimums need clarification, because mechanics often misrepresent warranty requirements to discourage deviation from their preferred service intervals. Manufacturers cannot void warranty for using better products than specified. Using synthetic when the manual specifies conventional is explicitly protected under Magnuson-Moss Warranty Act. Extending intervals beyond manufacturer recommended minimums while staying within manufacturer. Maximum intervals maintains warranty protection. If the manual says 5,000 to 10,000 miles, any interval in that range is compliant. The manufacturer cannot require you to change at 5,000 rather than 10,000. Mechanics claiming frequent changes are required for warranty are simply wrong. The only warranty risk comes from extending beyond manufacturer maximum intervals or using oil that doesn't meet required specifications. If the manual specifies 10,000 miles maximum and you run 15,000, you've potentially compromised warranty coverage. Maintain compliance by following manufacturer maximum intervals until warranty expires, then optimize intervals based on actual oil capability. The future of synthetic oil includes even longer intervals as base stocks and additives continue improving. Some European manufacturers already specify 20,000 to 30,000 mile intervals with special long-life synthetic formulations. These extreme intervals require specific oil formulations and operating conditions, but prove that synthetic technology can protect engines far longer than most American drivers realize. The trend toward longer factory intervals will continue, as manufacturers recognize that modern synthetics genuinely support reduced service frequency without compromising protection. This benefits consumers through reduced maintenance costs and benefits manufacturers through lower perceived ownership costs that influence purchase decisions. The mechanics left out of this trend will resist it because their business model depends on frequent service intervals that advancing oil technology is making obsolete. Your synthetic oil decision should integrate all these factors: your driving patterns, climate, vehicle age, engine type, and budget. Make informed choices based on actual chemistry and capability rather than marketing claims or mechanic recommendations designed to maximize service revenue. Use oil analysis to verify your choices, protect adequately. Optimize intervals within manufacturer specifications to minimize costs while maintaining protection. The knowledge I've shared transforms you from dependent customer accepting shop recommendations without understanding to informed consumer making choices that serve your interests rather than shop revenue goals. The mechanics who don't share this information profit from your ignorance. Now that you understand synthetic oil's reality, you control your maintenance decisions and costs rather than being controlled by information asymmetry favoring service providers over customers. Choose wisely and maintain properly.